You know what's funny? People can sense when you're broken. They just stop caring when you hide it well. After the hospital, after the lies, after the envelope I should have never opened, I changed, not loudly, quietly, like a flame that learns to stop burning and starts to glow from within. He didn't notice, of course. He just saw a wife who'd finally stopped crying, stopped arguing, stopped asking why. He thought my silence meant surrender, but really, it was the sound of me sharpening my calm. He started going out more. He said he was networking, but his phone always went face down when it rang. He laughed at messages he wouldn't let me see. Sometimes he'd stand outside to take calls, no ring on his finger, no shame on his face. And when he came back, I'd greet him with the same soft smile. Long day? Yeah, he'd say, pulling off his tie. Business dinner again? He'd nod. You know how clients are. I did know. One of them wore red lipstick and smelled like jasmine. Another had been recommended by his mother. You'd think it would break me again, but it didn't. It woke me up. I started moving differently. No more begging, no more reacting. Just watching, listening, remembering. Because when a man's lies become routine, his mistakes do too. One evening, his mother called. There's a small cocktail party at the Rotary Hall, she said sweetly. You should come, dear. Bring your husband. Something in her voice made me uneasy, but I agreed. When we arrived, the lights, the laughter, everything felt staged. And then she did it. She called for silence and smiled wide. I want to introduce someone very dear to me, she said. My son's closest friend, and someone I'm proud to call family soon. And there she was, the same girl she'd once brought into my home, young, pretty, beaming in a gown that screamed intentions. People clapped politely. My husband smiled nervously, pretending to sip his drink. Everyone was watching him, watching me. For a moment, I wanted to scream, but instead, I laughed, quietly, beautifully, like someone who'd already buried the pain long ago. He turned toward me shocked, and I raised my glass. To family, I said. Every head turned, every whisper froze. Even his mother's smile faltered. That night, when we got home, he stormed into the room. What was that? He snapped. I looked him dead in the eye. Respect, I said softly. Something you forgot how to show. He opened his mouth to argue but stopped. For the first time, he looked uncertain, like he could sense something shifting. I turned off the light, climbed into bed, and whispered into the dark. I hope you sleep well. You'll need it. Because he didn't know that same night, while he dreamed beside me, I started copying every document in his office. Every property, every transfer, every secret, all under my name. He thought he humiliated me, but really, he introduced me to my next chapter. And that was the night I learned the most powerful skill a broken woman can have: how to smile like nothing happened, while planning everything that will. You can always tell when a liar starts to lose his balance. They talk faster, laugh louder, and sleep less. It's like they can feel the walls listening. That was him. After he humiliated me, I noticed small shifts. He'd forget things, leave his phone unlocked, and drink more. He thought my calm was exhaustion, but it wasn't. It was clarity. One night, he came home late, tie crooked, eyes glassy. He muttered, "Don't wait up next time," and walked straight to the shower. I watched his ringless hand push the door shut. The next morning, I found his briefcase open. Inside was a confidential document. My name wasn't on it, but her signature was. The same woman his mother introduced him to. Betrayal doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers and hands you the evidence. I made copies of everything, every receipt, every transfer. He mistook my smile for forgiveness, but I was already building my escape. You can always tell when a guilty man's world starts to shake. He stops meeting your eyes. He answers calls in other rooms, and his voice changes softer, broken, like someone holding their breath underwater. That's how Daniel sounded the morning everything began to crumble. I was just folding the sheets when his phone rang. He froze mid-step, then snatched it before I could even glance at the screen. A man's voice came through the speaker before Daniel could dart away. "Mr. Harrison, this is regarding the financial audit. The word echoed in my head like thunder behind glass. He stepped out of the room, his tone dropping to a panicked whisper. I can explain. It's not what it looks like. Just give me a few days. When he came back in, his shirt was clinging to his skin, slick with sweat. What did you touch in my study? He snapped. I blinked. Just the laundry. He exhaled sharply, his eyes darting everywhere but at my face. Just stay out of my things. and he left no breakfast, not another word. That afternoon, the real storm arrived. Mrs. Whitmore, his mother, swept in like perfume and thunder. Her diamonds caught the sunlight, but her voice cracked the air. "What is this rubbish I'm hearing?" She barked at him. "An audit? A complaint? Do you have any idea how this makes me look?" Daniel tried to explain, but she wasn't listening. "You're careless. After all I've done for you," he stammered. "Mom, it's just she's been stressing me." Her head snapped toward me. "Oh, of course. It's always her, isn't it?" I stood there silent, not broken, just awake, because I saw it all so clearly now. Daniel wasn't brave. He was just hiding. Behind his mother. Behind me. Behind the lie of being the man of the house. Their shouting filled the walls for hours. I heard phrases like missing funds, client exposure, and confidential accounts. By sunset, she stormed out. Daniel stayed behind, deflated and muttering to himself. That night in bed, his voice was low, shaky. "If anyone asks about my company, you don't know anything. Promise me." I turned to him slowly in the dark. "That's the only thing I've ever been allowed to know." "Daniel, nothing." He froze, but said nothing. The silence between us felt colder than the sheets. The next morning, I watched him try to call someone over and over. He removed his wedding ring first, like he always did before telling a lie. But this time, she didn't answer. He called again, his jaw tight. Then a text appeared on his screen. "You said we'd leave together. Why are you ignoring me?" "They came to my office, Daniel." "What did you do?" He stared at it for a long time, then deleted it. He didn't know I'd already seen it, or that I'd already taken a photo. That night, when he finally fell into a restless sleep, I opened my laptop. The screen's glow lit my face as I attached every screenshot, every receipt, every whispered truth I had collected. And I sent it all, not to his boss, but to Mrs. Whitmore. The subject line read, "For your eyes only." I clicked send. And as the email whooshed into the dark, I whispered, "Let's see who you hide behind now." Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. See you next time.